Hey everyone, Ashley here. Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies, and welcome to my review of Beau is Afraid. The film is written and directed by Ari Aster, and it follows a timid man named Beau who is on his way home to see his mother, but his trip becomes very complicated as strange and bizarre things start to happen around him. Before I get into the review, if you'd like to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos I'm posting. Time for the review. So I'm going to start this review off by saying that Beau is Afraid is a very strange movie. It is odd, it is weird, it is bizarre, it is surreal, it is unsettling at times. It's just this movie that after the credits started rolling, I sat in my seat in the theater and just had this sort of perplexed and confused look on my face because I was really trying to process what I had watched. You just need to know that going into this movie, that it is very strange, it is very weird. Beau is Afraid is probably the most overstuffed, complicated, convoluted movie I've seen in a very long time. And, at 3 hours, there's a lot happening in this movie. It is sensory overload. It is so complicated and at times confusing because of all these different things that are happening. And all of it is happening in a way that you're trying to understand what it is that you're seeing. And a lot of the story is allegorical. At the surface, it's this story about this man, this anxiety-ridden man, Beau, who is trying to get home to his mother, and things start to happen around him that complicate his trip, that almost prevent him from being able to get home. And you think, okay, but as he's trying to get home, all these really strange things start to happen. And really, you can come into this movie one of two ways. You could either come in and expect some sort of reality, which is a mistake. Don't do that, because everything is, surreal in this movie. Or you can come into it understanding that this is a very strange, trippy kind of movie and you're in for a very wild ride. The entire movie, you are viewing things really from Beau's perspective. And if you know that Beau is very timid, he's afraid, he has a lot of anxiety, and everything he is seeing is heightened, okay? So imagine your worst fears or your worst nightmares, and imagine they came to life. So, for instance, say you had a fear of bugs and you saw a small bug crawling on the table. For Beau, that would be a gigantic bug in his room chasing after him and he's trying to run away, right? And so it's not really happening, but to him it is happening, and it's happening in a way that is very, very terrifying. And that's how you're seeing everything. And some of it makes you pause and ponder, like, what is the director trying to say here? Does this have a second meaning or a double meaning, or is this a reference to something? Is this a metaphor for something? And Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic in this movie. He does such a great job of portraying Beau, bringing this Beau character to life. And he does this so well, like physically, from the way Beau walks. I mean, Beau has this sort of shuffle to his walk. He kind of cowers when he's around certain people. Even Joaquin Phoenix's facial expressions, where he looks very confused about things or always has this sort of surprised look on his face as things are happening, even to his voice. Beau kind of talks in very low voice, almost to the point of a whisper sometimes when he's talking to people or responding to people. And so that really helps create this personality of Beau and gives you a great sense of what kind of person Beau is. And then you start to wonder, where does Beau's fear and anxiety come from? And the movie does delve into that, again, in the most extreme ways. I cannot stress enough just how much is going on in this movie. And even I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I feel about it, because there are some parts of this movie that I really, really enjoyed. Like, I loved how the scene was set up. I loved what was happening in that scene and what I felt, the director was trying to say in that particular scene. And then there are parts of this movie that I didn't know what to make of any of it, and I found it confusing, and I was just kind of just, again, confused about what was going on. And so I'm still trying to process a lot of what I saw. And I think for a lot of people that will be the case. There will be people who go into this movie and they'll watch it and they'll love it for its weirdness and its complexity and all the strange things that are happening and all the metaphors, right? And then there'll be people who watch it and go, nope, this is not for me. I did not like this. This is awful. I don't know what I just watched. This is terrible. And I'm somewhere in the middle. I am somewhere in the middle where I didn't hate this movie. I didn't love it, but I certainly didn't hate it. Also, I want to mention there is a part of this movie where a Mariah Carey song is used. And this is actually a song that I love, but it's used in the most unexpected way. And, after watching this movie, I'm not sure I can listen to that song the same way ever again. So thank you, Ari Aster, for that. One final thing about Beau's Afraid. I do think this is the type of movie that is worth watching simply for the experience of it. Because I try never to discourage people from watching a movie, because you might like a movie that I like, or you might like a movie that I don't like, and so I don't want to ever tell someone like, don't see this movie. It is terrible. I might find it terrible, but you still need to watch it to see how you feel about it, right? Beau is Afraid is the type of movie that you should just go into it, experience it, and then see how you feel about it afterward. Because there's so much happening, and it is very strange. It is very weird. So that's my review of Beau is Afraid. If you had a chance to watch the movie and you want to share your thoughts, you can do so in the comment section below. While you're here, like this video, just hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this.